Hey everybody, it's Claudette again, and I'm actually here today because I want to start off this video and say we need to start with kindness. And to start with kindness, you can just start with a smile. And I'm going to give you really a real life situation that happened just this morning. So my son, myself, my adult son, myself, and my grandson, we went to Walmart today, and I definitely do not like going to Walmart. I don't like the way people act in there. And so when we went in there to get some items, I had parked my carts near the avocado stand. And with the avocado stand, it was kind of in the way of an aisle, but not fully in the way of an aisle. And so this one gentleman, he kind of went around the cart. I said, "Oh, I could have moved that for you." And he said, "Oh, no, 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 I don't want the drama up in here." And I'm thinking, like, what are you talking about? I could have just moved the cart, or, if it was in the way and I didn't see it, you could have just moved the cart a little bit out of your way to get past to get where you wanted to be. So I'm over there with the avocados and I'm feeling them to see if there were any ripe ones. And I was just putting some things in the back. And all of a sudden I just hear this like big like crash. And I was like, what is that? And this woman is like barreling through the cart that was sort of in the aisle a little way. And the way that they had the stands, it wasn't like it was like in the middle of a regular aisle. It was just the fact that it was in like a space that you could go through to get to like another stand. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I said, hold up here. I said, I can move it out your way. Oh, she's like, oh no, I'm going to move it. I can move it myself. And she just keeps on barreling through. I was like, hey, you didn't have to do that. And then, of course, she ignores me and keeps on going on. And I just realized that this woman, she had like no smile. She looked very grouchy. She was just like in a very bad mood. And it just made me think about things like, why are we all in such a bad mood? Why are we not just coming together with kindness, to talk to people with kindness, to greet each other with a smile to start off with? And, we all make mistakes, as I told you in my initial video. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to continuously try to go ahead and modify these videos to make it absolutely perfect. I'm not going to keep on retrying these videos to make it absolutely perfect because this is just real life, right? These are our real life led adventures. Wherever our life takes us, whether we're manifesting it or it just happens to us, if you don't really think about manifestations or, just life in general takes us, these adventures teach you things. And today it taught me, it confirmed one of the things is that I really don't like to go to Walmart because of the people. And then also the fact of is if we treat everybody with kindness or we approach everything with kindness first, then the next person or item thing that receives that kindness, then hopefully they'll go ahead and share kindness to somebody else as well. And I'll give another example. And it happened in Walmart today too. Just a different example is I was looking at something and I went to turn around with my cart and I almost ran into another woman's cart. And I was like, "Oh, I'm really sorry," and I greeted her with a smile. I apologized because I was at fault. So, and she greeted me back with a smile. She said, "Oh, it's okay, no problems." And, that was a totally different experience than the other woman that wanted to ram through my cart because it just happened to be a little bit in her way. And like I said, it wasn't like in the middle of the aisle in the way that they had the cases of avocados and other produce sort of situated. It wasn't like it was like in a main aisle or anything like that. So, kindness is something that I think if we all started with, if we greet each other with a smile, then the other person who may be having a bad day or something's going on, they may not smile back. They may have something going on that's so traumatic in their life. Maybe it's a death or sickness in the family, maybe some financial struggles that, is just really taking their mental and emotional side to a low point. But if you at least greet them with a smile, then we're not all going to be taking that frown or that grouch or that just bad attitude, that bad energy to the next person that we see or meet, or if we're going to work, our coworkers, or if we're going home to our family. Just start with kindness. And if we start with kindness, then hopefully that will rub off into others. Some of the other things that I've seen recently is just going to a four-way stop sign. Now, if you go to a four-way stop sign, it goes by obviously who gets to that stop sign first, and then it kind of rotates to the next person and around the four different stop signs. And this was, I think, 2 days ago when I was at a stop sign like this, a four-way stop sign, and somebody got there in front of me, so I let them go. I was the next one to go if you go by that standard of looking at who was the next one in line. And the next person just zooms past me, and again I'm like, why are we impatient? Why are we not thinking about other people? Why are we not treating each other with kindness? Again, today on my way home from Walmart, I've seen all these examples, and I'm just looking at the things that people are being very, self-centered. Number one, in my opinion, being impatient, and then just not thinking about others, and not being kind. Which then obviously somebody else could take that. I was like, well, you know what? That just put me in a bad mood. Then you know what? I don't want to be kind to anybody either. So on my way from Walmart, and I know I'm telling you all these different stories, but giving you examples, I was on just like a two-way road, so one way each way, and you have the double yellow lines, which you're not supposed to pass. And there was an SUV behind me, and then another, or actually I think it was a car. I think it might have been on Chrysler 300 or something like that. And there was a car coming head on, and I'm going this, actually a little bit over the speed limit, probably like 3 or 4 miles. And there's a car coming my way, and I just see this car that's behind the SUV behind me just darting out like they're going to pass all of us. And then there's this other car coming. I'm like, oh my goodness, there's going to be an accident here. Now, fortunately, that car didn't try to make it past us, got back behind the SUV. But then as soon as that car that was coming towards us got past us, then that car decided to pass us and just fly by. Now, I get it. There may be a situation where there's an emergency at home, but typically you're going to have your flashers on, you're going to be flashing your high beams on and off, things like that. But there was none of that. And it was funny because the person was getting to a property, whether they lived there or were just going there. I don't know why. But they were not that far up from where this situation was happening and unfolding. And I realized when they get up to the driveway, they slow down, and they go very slow down the driveway with much respect for the property they were on. There was another gentleman out there. It didn't look like there was any emergency situation going on. There was no ambulances. Nobody that was outside seemed to be in a panic. This guy wasn't like he was an emergency, flying up that driveway to hurry up to go take care of a situation, anything like that. But it was funny how once he got to that property, obviously he respected that property, and he was driving at a normal pace that you would think going into a long driveway. So, again, I just think about these things, and I want to hopefully encourage people to start with kindness, starting with a smile. And maybe that will be my slogan for a little while. It's just say, start with kindness, start with a smile. Let's share kindness. Let's share love. Let's think about others. Obviously, you always want to love yourself first, and then love your family, and then your friends, and then anybody else that you can love and be kind to, obviously, helping them in whatever needs that they have. So I hope this was encouraging. Again, I know my videos will have all sorts of topics. This was just actually on my heart today because of what had happened. And I just wanted to find out, why are we not being kind to each other? Why are we, self-centered? And why are we impatient? And I think it kind of all goes together. Um, I'm not always perfect. I'm not always thinking about everybody, and I admit that. But I am trying to think about others, always thinking about being kind, whether it's to people, to the environment. As you can see, I'm out here on my property. I don't know if you can hear, I think there might be cicadas and birds, and I hear other things that are humming, and I absolutely love it. So, again, I just want to encourage everybody to be kind and start with a smile, and let's see where that goes from here. So if these videos you think will be interesting to you, please go ahead and subscribe. If you subscribe, you don't have to always watch the videos if it doesn't look like it's a topic of interest. But if you go ahead and subscribe, there might be something that's interesting to you that you may want to watch. Go ahead and also turn on those alerts because, again, I don't know how often I will be posting. It looks like I'll probably have quite a few videos to put onto this channel initially, but then after that, I don't know what that frequency is going to be. So if at all interested, go ahead and subscribe. And until the next video, start with kindness, start with a smile.